little bit threatened by Russia recently, and I sent a submarine, nuclear submarine, the most lethal weapon ever made. Number one, you can't detect it. There's no way. We're 25 years ahead of Russia and China in submarines. Russia's actually second in submarines. China's third, but they're coming up. They're coming up. They're way lower in nuclear too, but in 5 years they'll be equal. They're coming up. And you don't have to be that good with nuclear. You could have 1/20th what you have now and still do the damage. That would be, that'd be so horrendous. But I announced that, based on his mention of nuclear, and it was really a stupid person that works for him mentioned the word nuclear, I moved a submarine or two, I won't say about the two, over to the coast of Russia, just to be careful.
Who would have known he took Russia's threats seriously? And think about how the way he said we're 25 years ahead. But ask yourself, why does it feel like we're behind everything with Russia and China?
People deserve nothing less than the very best, and we're never going to let them down. And if we can solve wars instead of you having to fight wars, wouldn't that be wonderful, right? Wouldn't that be wonderful? That's why one of the first executive orders I signed upon taking office was to restore the principle of merit. That's the most important word, other than the word tariff. I love tariffs. Most beautiful word. But I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I said tariff is my favorite word. I love the word tariff. We're becoming rich as hell. We have a big case in front of the Supreme Court, but I can't imagine, because this is what other nations have done to us. And we have, great legal grounds, but you still have a case. It would be very bad if something happened. But I said, my favorite word in the English dictionary is the word tariff. And people thought that was strange. And the fake news came over and they really hit me hard on it. They said, what about love? What about religion? What about God? What about wife, family? I got killed when I said tariff is my favorite word. So I changed it. It's now my fifth favorite word. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But they hit me hard. But it is. When you look at, we've taken in trillions of dollars. We're rich again. And there'll never be, when we finish this out, there'll never be any wealth like what we have. Other countries were taking advantage of us for years and years. You know that better than anybody. And now we're treating them fairly, but the money coming in.
Notice how the way he said solve wars instead of fighting wars. That's a reversal of energy for the reset, because they've been fighting wars to create energy for them. Also, when you mention the principle of merit, it simply means hiring people based on their ability to actually do the job. You see, their principles was DEI, meaning people from all the other nations that move here to America get jobs first before the actual American people, or based off feelings, if they like you or not. No qualifications at all. And that should be for everything, because how would you have high-ranking officials out of shape, but the lower-ranking officials will probably clean them straight off the ground with ease. Or it's like you might be at a gym and everybody that works there is overweight, but they're training people on how to lose weight. You got people owning and supervising restaurants and they don't even know how to cook. This is why it seems like the higher you go up, the less you do. But the more you know about the paperwork. And usually these people are so lazy, they'll steal more for you, so they gotta do less work. And that's what the principle of DEI and feeling-based jobs caused. They'll always tell you to run your own business, trick people to work for you, and never tell them their business side. If that's not deception, I don't know what is. He also mentions treating the countries fairly with tariffs, because they've been charging us tariffs our whole lives, but they've been skimming off of us with all their free trade because we've been paying for it. For instance, we see all the taxes we gotta pay for everything we buy. Why do we gotta pay taxes for things we buy? It's because they're not paying their tariffs. We are. So just imagine how much money that really is if we ain't gotta pay a quote-unquote tax on everything we buy now. That's specifically tailored to their prices that they should be paying us. Because in all reality, it's a privilege to literally sell in America. Because as I proved to y'all, showed y'all plenty of times, the whole global financial system / energy system originated here in America with the people that they're stealing from, the original Americans.
CNN, when we came back, fake news CNN, oh, their camera just went off. You know, their camera, every time I mention, they turn the camera off because it's never good. They say this is a problem, but I don't blame them. You're better off keeping it on. But they have some scammer reporter who started saying, without any knowledge, that he may not have hit the targets as well as they thought. It may not have been obliteration. He did hit the targets, and I got to give us a little credit, right? It was obliteration, it turned out.
I'm sure y'all always notice how the way he always on CNN ass. That's because he knows the whole purpose of it. It's way deeper than you could imagine. So I showed y'all the declaration of war against the United States of America by NASA plenty of times before. It literally showed us the last 20 years before it happened, and it posted in this year in this document. CNN syndrome is basically brainwashing. When y'all see capture, torture Americans in living color in prime time, who do y'all see always getting attacked by police and all these nonsense videos, people getting off, so on and so forth, which does psychological damage to us because we know why they're doing it, but everyone else just gaslights us. Then we have attacks within the continental United States. Y'all see the RF against the brain, y'all see when they put up during the pandemic. Bio is a GMO. Critical infrastructure, for instance, is the media, information war, etc. Y'all get the picture, and y'all see the serious side war, even collateral damage. That's how serious this really is. They don't even care if they lose their own. So he basically explaining how CNN is literally just remixing every story just to fit their own narrative, and people literally be following it without having any knowledge, like no thinking power to think outside of what's being told. Shit crazy.